Okay, welcome everybody back to Steve Talks Boxing X, STBX, where we talk real boxing with a real boxing fan. And welcome to this roundup show, August show with Darren. Looking back, we're going to look back at the past highlights of this month. And of course, joining me is Darren Aston. Welcome, Darren. Thanks for coming back on.
Cheers, Steve. Great to be back on for your 50th show.
Yeah, 50th show. It's definitely I can't believe we've done 50 shows. We're literally used from the first video, from that Josh Warrington, Lee Wood review. God, and you was close, nearly close with that prediction on that first show. So, but then yeah,
I was just going to say, don't bring my prediction into it.
You was close. You was close.
I was close,
and we
not
still
quite there.
And 49 shows on, there's no sign of that rematch yet, is there? I know obviously Warrington's busy now, but there's no sign of that rematch, what we've been waiting for as well, isn't there? So crazy times. My first question to you, important question, Darren. Did you manage to get Oasis tickets?
No. And I'm in a group of friends that were all out to try and get Oasis tickets, and I think about two of us out of about 9 or 10 got the pre-sale and managed to get tickets. So we've now renamed our WhatsApp group to No Oasis.
No Oasis.
Yeah. So there aren't many of us going.
No, yeah, I knew it was pretty hard to, with boxing tickets. I knew the demand for Oasis were up there. It'd be like winning a matchroom competition for free tickets, wouldn't it? If you got Oasis tickets, it'd be up there with
definitely
winning Euro Millions or something like that. Yeah. So, but like I said, it was a tough one. Obviously, lots of people, lots of demand. But on the flip side of things, just announced today, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh revealed he's going to attempt to get Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher to rejoin at the AJ Dubai fight. So we may be seeing them before anyone else, Darren. Simple as that.
Well, I have shared that tweet on today when I actually saw that from Michael Benson, but I did actually watch the show when I got home of Turkey on the Talk Sport, and he did say that. I mean, it's a slim chance, but if anyone's going to do it, Turkey's the man with the money to bring out both of them to do it. I mean, we're already getting Liam, as we know. It'd be fantastic to get them both on there. I think Liam's doing 3 or 4 songs, which is not many, but it's a great addition to the show. But to have them both to start the Oasis tour would be absolutely superb. But,
just a sneak little preview, isn't it? Really, see if they still got it, maybe. And the only thing I'll say, I'm looking forward to it, but I just hope it's not like 12 o'clock and then they're going to put Liam on and like, I just want to see the main event now. I want to go home.
Go home. So it makes me wonder though whether it's a bit of a sales ploy to sell the last 1,500 tickets that's available. Just make you wonder whether that's part of the tactic to try and sort of get people to get on the last few tickets that are left. I mean, we're at nearly 95,000 now, and that's a massive achievement.
Yeah, I assume the extra tickets were floor seats because obviously you can't make up other seats what are fixed in the stadium. So the floor seats got a lot busier now, I'm guessing. So
there is actually some top tier seats left in the very top tier.
Oh wow!
Yeah, someone showed me today. 75 quid, but obviously them 75 quid seats aren't 75 quid when they had the fees on. So they're more like 90 on.
Yeah, once you had your booking fees and stuff like that. We're going to talk about, obviously, tickets, and what brought me up to think about this was the Oasis tickets, the inflated prices, how it sold out really quick. We're used to this with boxing fans, ain't we, really? When there's big fights on. What do you think of ticket resellers in general, like when it comes to boxing, as boxing fans? Because as boxing fans, we normally hate them, don't we? So...
Well, in all honesty, the way boxing's sort of gone in this country, it don't really happen as much now because we're not getting the shows that we used to get, where it used to be quite rife when, Joshua was selling out Wembley Stadium and other stadiums, Tyson Fury here as well. Whereas obviously it's more gone abroad now in Saudi and that. I'm not going to lie. I've had spare tickets before, and I've resold them on myself. But for me, I look at, and I've actually bought tickets that have been resold when I've been desperate. I've done it for Joshua and Klitschko. I bought resale seats, and I paid over the odds. I get why people, sort of get pissed off about it. I do get that, but I look at it a little bit and think, if people can keep it to a good level of, not doubling the price or, putting extortionate amounts on tickets, I think it's. I look at it a little bit. If someone has had to queue up, whether it be online or whatever, like 3 hours to get into the queue, and then they buy the tickets, I can understand why people think, well, I want to put some extra money on my tickets. I went through the work to get those seats.
Yeah.
But the problem we've got is, you get people sell £200 seats at £700, and that's what happens. And you do get people that have got the money to go, sod it, I'm just going to buy them seats. But it's not fair on sort of like people that are desperate for seats that can't get them. That I get that side, but I do get why sometimes I understand that people put a bit of money on seats because they've gone through the hard work to, they've sat in queues at work, they've had the aggro going through the, when you get things buffering and freezing and you're pulling your hair out trying to get the seats, and then someone comes along and goes, oh, I'll have them tickets off you.
You're 135,000 in the queue. Please wait your turn. Like, oh, okay.
Exactly that. And people have had to go through that aggro to do that.
Yeah, I get that. I'm sure. I think the government are looking into this. Maybe the inflation of the ticket prices. Maybe there should be a set. You can only sell them for times whatever 2 value or something. Maybe perhaps face value or something. That maybe have to introduce to stop this. Distortionate prices, really. And like I said, it's not fair on the fans, but you show the positive side of things where you resold tickets, you bought tickets at reasonable prices, so it still works. But obviously, there's a lot of still greedy people out there who manipulate that system, isn't it? Really, it's still money from people, the fans. Moving on to the boxing now. This month we've had the Beterbiev Bivol undercard announced as well. I know Hawkham, he expressed his feelings on this in the last show. What do you think of the undercard, Darren?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I've seen there's some criticism towards it, and I do get it a little bit. I'll explain why I think that.
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to do a little bit is sort of stretch it away from just the hardcore boxing fan. I think they're trying to get the names on there that, sort of like the more casual boxing fans know, like, they're getting the Eubanks on there. Yeah. You mentioned Chris Eubank Jr. to casuals, they all know him. So I think he's in a sort of what you call a tune-up fight. I accept that because he's been a long time out of the ring, so I can accept that fight. I mean, I've just put the card in front of me here now. I look at like Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark, brilliant fight. The first was superb. Can't wait for the rematch.
Yeah.
A little bit gutted it's in Saudi because I heard Simon Jordan on TalkSport saying about, that's sort of like a fight that's been taken away from me that was in the UK before, that's now gone to Saudi. Are we starting to lose more of these fights to Saudi?
Yeah. He's got a good point, to be honest with you, because you look at it, it was labelled as an all-British heavyweight clash, and we was treated to that. And then lo and behold, the rematch is taken away from us and put in Saudi when we have to pay pay-per-view for it now. So
you've got to look at all angles of where people are coming from and their opinions, and I get that. I mean, I look at like other guys on the card. I mean, you got Jai Opetaia against Jack Massey. I think Jack Massey will go in, roll the dice, give it all he's got. He's tough, he's durable, but you expect Jai Opetaia to probably win convincingly. But it's just like sort of like guys that are like getting a bit of names in the UK that I think they're trying to attract towards more the casuals.
Yeah.
Rather than just the hardcore boxing fans.
The criticism I got from the US fans is like, oh, this is not a very good card. But the way I look at it, there was a lot of British fighters on there, which they probably maybe a bit under the radar, like Ben Whittaker. You mentioned Eubank Jr. as well for the American fans. But obviously, it's a great stage to put them on and to get that global exposure, isn't it? Really. So if
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was Ben Whittaker, I'd be jumping at the chance. Obviously Sky Sports Boxer has carried him so far. Now he's appearing on a unification fight undercard. A global.
Yeah.
The whole world's watching. So I don't blame him for that. The only
Absolutely,
thing,
totally agree.
the only other thing is people are saying this has taken away sort of boxers, fighters for up and comers cards as well. When's boxers next show in the UK? Because all the fighters are on undercards for Saudi. So, yeah. So
It is a vicious cycle, really. For like the way things are going. Like you say, you totally get boxers why they're doing like your Ben Whittakers. I mean, like Liam Cameron. What an opportunity for him.
Yeah.
Who's fighting Ben Whittaker? You look at them fighters, you think totally get why they're doing it. But then, you as a fan, you look at it from the fan's perspective and think, well, hang on, I'm paying for Sky Sports Boxing here, and I've had nothing for. Well, you've had a few shows every few months or whatever. Whereas you used to get it coming thick and fast.
Yeah.
And then you've got Joe Cordina against Shaka Stevenson moving weight. I like Joe Cordina, but it's just like one of them fights where you look at it and think, like, Shaka Stevenson should be completely beating him, really. But who knows? But it's Joe Cordina again. He's a name that probably more of the casuals know. I get I get what they're doing, but I like the card. I get some of the criticism on it, but there's a lot of names on it. But I like the card.
Yeah, me too. I agree. It's not one to complain at all. And I don't know if you saw that tweet from Eddie Hearn about the signing of Stevenson. It's almost like forget. I've got a soft spot for Joe Cordina. I think he's a great fighter. I thought that was just just left him. Stevenson, that's it. I've just signed him. You're fighting Cordina, so almost like a sacrificial fighter. But if anyone can do it, Cordina, that will add fuel to the fire, surely, and give them the motivation really to.
Yeah, I mean, with the stage they're on, they're all going to be looking to get on again. They're getting a huge payday. They're all going to look to, even if they lose, they're all going to look to put in a creditable performance that they're going to turn around. Turkey's going to turn around and go get him on again.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to look to do.
Yeah, because obviously Turkey has his favourite fighters as well. The favourite ones he likes watching, he gets on with. So every fighter would be looking to do that, wouldn't they? To be in his pocket, So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Anyway, going back to our monthly review, who was your fighter of the month in August?
This was quite a tough one. As regards fighter of the month, I mean, we've had a bit of a bleak month, really, as regards boxing goes. But I think we've got to give it to Martin Bakole. That's my pick for this month for August.
Yeah.
I just think.
Was you surprised in that result? Then is that why, or how he done it? Really, was it man against boy?
I did get it completely wrong. I hold my hands up to that one. I thought Jared Anderson, it would be his coming of age fight. I thought, he's in his own backyard. He'll come of age in his fight, put on an electric performance. But Martin Bakole destroyed him. I think we spoke about this on the last show. But I just think Martin Bakole was waiting for that big chance on a big stage to put on a blistering performance the way he did. And I just think the way he took it with both hands, he's been waiting for that opportunity. And now big things are going to come. They're talking about him main event in China against Zhang. Massive opportunity again, going on to bigger and better things. And I looked at all of August, really, and I just think, looked at the fighters. I thought Martin Bakole has waited for this chance, and he took it with both hands. Yeah, and hats off to him for taking it.
Yeah, because he's kind of never been there. He's always been he's like a background, isn't he? He's always been in the background. And that was almost like his announcement to the heavyweight division. I'm here. Yeah. I'm serious. I can fight. So it was almost like people are going to stand up and notice him now. I'm thinking, like I said, a lot of the Americans probably didn't know much about him. And they got a nice surprise there, I'm guessing.
Well, that's the thing. It was I mean, I thought it was a very, very tough fight to judge, but I had all my hands up. I thought Jared Anderson, for some reason, I thought Bone Backyard, it's his chance now. He'll do it. But Martin Bacoli absolutely destroyed him. And that was his chance for all the sort of like hype we've heard of sparring stories and what he's done to the U6 and all this in sparring. He got in that ring with no fear and completely took Jared Anderson apart. And look what they're talking about with him now. And if he'd done that main event with Zhang in China and then beat Zhang, he's right on the fringes. That's the opportunity he's taken and grasped it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. Obviously, Bacoli is the sparring champion of the world. He's beat everyone, hasn't he, really? So, undefeated in sparring. Going to the fight of the month, what one was that for you, Darren?
I think it's got to be Joe Laws and Stevie McKenna. It was just
this fight,
an absolute, it was just 3 rounds of absolute chaos. I actually looking at it earlier, I got the McKenna brothers mixed up. I thought I was thinking at one point it was Stevie, wasn't it?
Stevie,
It was just a superb fight. Whereas both of them, fair play to them, said before the fight, we're going in, we're going to have a tear up, and they delivered 3 rounds of absolute chaos for us. I mean, the back and forth. It seems ages ago now, actually, but
it does.
Back and forth.
It's only August.
It's because August has sort of like been so bleak. It seems that long ago, like there hasn't been loads. But to be fair, that fight is fitting for fight of the month for any month of the year. It was just 3 rounds of chaos. Joe Laws gets dropped. McKenna then gets dropped. They're both having a tear up. You don't know which way it's going to go. And Joe Laws showed tremendous heart in that fight. So did McKenna as well. But again, Joe Laws, we talk about opportunities. He lost that fight. But for the way everyone talks about that fight, everyone's saying, give him another chance at somebody and get him in with someone exciting again, and he'll deliver every time.
I was going to say, Darren, if anything, even losing that fight has done him a massive favour because it was so entertaining, and his social media just blew up after that. He's getting engagement. People, want to see him fight again, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him fight again. Probably not McKenna in a rematch or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if they stick him on a card, sort of like mid sort of level on a card. So. And get that interest and motivation going. But I think Sky Sports was still pushing that first round as like one of the rounds of the year as well for first round. So, but fair play. It was an entertaining fight, and brilliant. I would say it again, but I doubt if we will see it again. Who was your promoter of the month and why?
I think you've got to give it to. Because the boxing has been so pretty quiet, August. I think you've got to give it to Frank Warren.
Yeah.
Because he's made one absolute brilliant signing. None other than Fabio Wardley. Yeah. That's a fantastic sign. I always thought he would go to Queensbury, the way the relationship was going when he was getting on the Saudi cards and that, and he was always on TNT Sports. I did think like in the end Frank Warren would sign him, but that's a massive signing for him. I mean, Frank's been it's not just that signing. Frank's been very active on the signings, like all late August, very early September. Did I say? Was it Sam Gilly he signed as well? I think I saw he signed Sam Gilly, and there was a couple of other fighters that he signed, but. Fair play to Frank. Even when he ain't got the cards on here, he's very active with his checkbook at least. He,
like I said, if anything, Frank, he's getting stronger and stronger. He had a quiet stage, and now, he's a man of the moment. So, fair play to him. And even Fabio Wardley as a signing, even if he loses the rematch against Clark, there's still plenty of mileage in him as a fighter, and a good potential fight. Well, isn't there? There's still loads of fights out there for him, even if he does lose against Clark.
He's got a 2-fight deal. I think I saw he signed a 2-fight deal.
Okay.
Was it to start? Obviously, that's the Clark rematch, and then after that, Frank Warren, Frank Warren's got heavyweights he can put him in with, and
yeah,
the world's his oyster really with Fabio Wardley. Like you say, even if he loses that fight, it's not the end of the world for him. But
no,
that fight again, like Wardley and Clark, I really, really don't know who to pick in that fight. Who's going to win? It's such a tough one to score. That will be.
Well, I was convinced Wardley was going to win through and through the first fight, and then fair play to Clark, to be honest with you. So yeah, he showed a lot of grit. Both of them showed a lot of grit. So it was a great fight. So, but yeah, it's a hard one to call, isn't it? Again, so have to have a little think about it closer to the time, I think. So, what would you say is your boxing controversy of the month?
Well, this was a tough one because obviously we had the Olympics, which was the last one.
Yeah.
And I was looking at different things about what we can talk about with controversy. I think the controversy is not necessarily for us because we don't see it as controversial, but we've got the first ever women's fight on a Saudi card, which is Sky Nicholson versus Raven Chapman for the WBC World Featherweight Women's title, which is a massive, massive moment, I think, for Saudi boxing, having particularly a women's world title fight on one of their cards.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I'm not sort of like one asking for to overload the cards with women's fights, but I think hopefully going forward, we can still have like some nice women's fights added to the Saudi cards, and it's not just this one to sort of like make a statement.
Yeah, it's definitely progression, isn't it? It's a step forward because they were getting criticised quite a bit on these Saudi cards for not having any female fights. And obviously, there's some good female fights out there to be made and still to be made. So,
definitely,
yeah, I'm for it. Like I said, let's introduce these. Let's get some more female fights on the card, and hopefully good ones. So we don't see mismatches, do we? So and Nicholson Chapman, I think that's a good one to start off with, really.
Yeah, I really like the fight. I mean, the thing is, like I said, it's not sort of controversial to us and the British boxing fans. It's more of what Saudi was all about, having no women's fights on the cards. To have that sort of first one to develop it now is a great start.
Yeah, the only thing I don't want to see come that fight is no one watching. Everyone get up from their seat and leave and like, hang on, where's everyone gone? So please.
Yeah, that they don't like it type of thing.
Yeah, that'd be awful to see, wouldn't it? So let's hopefully that people stick around and obviously watch that fight. Moving on, like I said, August has been a bit of a quiet month. September, what fights are you looking forward to in September?
Well, we know what's coming. The Riyadh season continues to Wembley Stadium, which me and you'll be going to.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Cannot wait for the card. Every fight on the card, I'm really, really excited for. The only one probably I'm not, it's the first fight on the card, which is the Mark Chamberlain fight. I can see it sort of like being a routine Mark Chamberlain win. But the whole card, I'm really looking forward to. I think and the Anthony Kakachi fight's a cracker. I think Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith's a cracker. And a lot of people are saying to me, I've spoke about this Hamza Shiraz fight, Tyler Denny. People are going, "Oh, Shiraz will blast him out to this." I'm not saying Tyler Denny's going to win, but I do honestly think he's really going to give it a real good shot. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be as easy for Hamza Shiraz as a lot of people think. I might be wrong again. I might be. But I'm really hoping, and I think he will be able to give it a real good chance.
If it go, it's a great opportunity for him as well, isn't it?
Definitely, mate. And then we roll on to Joshua Dubois, the main event. Not quite sure what. I think Joshua wins. I just think it's a case of if Dubois could land early, but I do expect Joshua to win. Probably by middle round, something like that. And then after that show, we've got Johnny Fisher at the Copper Bosch.
Yeah, he's back at the Copper Bosch. He's on the roll at the moment, isn't he, Fisher? You can't deny it. He's back out again fighting. Admittedly, I don't know much about his opponent, but the fact that he's turned around, from the Babbage fight and he's fighting again, you know, so soon. You got to say fair play to him, because obviously he's taken the cancellation from the Dalton Smith fight, isn't it? Really, so
yeah. What it is as well. Like, what I was going to say, Steve, he's like as well that Johnny Fisher is sort of like Eddie Earn's ticket seller really in the UK at the minute for the sort of like smaller shows. He's the man that sells the seat.
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. Eddie looks at him and thinks, well, you know, we're not going to have any problems selling out the copper box again, so we'll get in nearest to damn it, selling it. So I think he looks at things like that and thinks, well, he's going to do well in the UK, so let's roll with it.
Yeah, and he's only, the more exposure he gets, he's only going to get more popular, isn't it? Really, so more times he's on TV, he's headlining the fight again. So you know, the more exposure he gets, the more popular he get. Anyway,
exactly.
I was going to rewind a bit to the AJ Dubois to let everyone know we've actually got a special STBX rematch for beers and snacks on predictions for the whole card. So it's rematch time, Darren. You're going down again. That's what I'm going to say.
It's not going to be the first time, won't be the last.
So stay tuned for that. That be come fight week. We do that. Also, we've got a new show starting as well. A new prediction show starting next week as well. All will be revealed soon for that one as well. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for this.
I was just going to say, Steve, as well. We forgot one fight for September, and when this recording goes out, I believe it'll be either before us. I think it'll be before this recording goes out. But we've got the Monster in New Way, haven't we? We've got against TJ DeHenry.
That's right. So this video go out tomorrow lunchtime. Probably. It'd be done by then. I think he's due on about 12:15. I think it is. So.
Oh, okay.
So it'd probably be. Well, I'll say that. You never know.
I think so.
Yeah. In a way, he's one special fighter. I'm actually taking the day off of work. I mentioned to you earlier to have the morning to watch the whole one.
That's dedication, that is, mate.
That is dedication for you. Yeah. So, but looking forward to that as well. So, appreciate your time, Darren. Obviously,
no
support
problem,
the channel your best. Yeah, thank you. The best you can with likes, subscriptions, and comments. See if you agree with our questions and answers as well. So, and I appreciate that, Darren.
No worries, mate. Cheers.
Thank you. Steve Talks.